everybody, this is Dr. Dain. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a fountain going behind me. Before I started this video, there were birds chirping and singing and flying and doing all that stuff that birds do. And so I was like, wow, I had this idea. Why am I bringing this particular tool for you today? The tool is, by the way, I'm going to give you a question in just a moment. But how did I get there? Well, I've got a new telecall series coming up, and I was creating the video invitation for it for people. And I was looking at this because I realized that in my life that I tried to change so many things thinking, once this changes, I can be happy. Once this changes, I can be happy. Once this changes, I can be happy. Except they never friggin' changed, like enough to be happy at least. And then I started taking a different tact after I came to Access Consciousness. I started going, you know what? What did I want at 6 years old? And I started going, you know what I wanted? When people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I went, happy. I want to be happy. And my friend Gary tells a very similar story. So I think it's so interesting that we're such good friends because he had the same thing. His parents would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he'd go, happy. And they'd go, no, do you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an Indian chief? That kind of thing. What do you want to be? Yes, I'll be any of those things as long as I'm happy. And I had the same point of view. And actually, I still do. The difference is now, between 6 and about 30, it was gone. Then maybe 8 and about 30. It was like it got buried further and further and further and then buried more and thrown out into the world, so I never knew where I could find the happiness that I wanted at 6 years old. But what I realized was, wow, you know what? As I started making the demand that I was going to be happy, that I was going to be joyful no matter what, that I was going to live my life from a sense of joy no matter how much money I had, no matter how many relationships I had, no matter how much sex I had, no matter how many people I had in my life, no matter anything else, I was just going to be happy and joyful. When I made that demand, my life started changing, and my money stuff started changing, and my relationship stuff started changing, and all the other stuff I was looking to change, like, the level of joy in my life started changing. So I realized that that is actually one of the biggest keys there is to having everything you've been asking for. So, what's today's question? And by the way, you're probably going to get a video very much like this with me wearing the same shirt in the similar surroundings because I was making the video today. I thought, I want to share this with the Tour of Consciousness people. By the way, thank you for being a Tour of Consciousness people. I'm so grateful that you're willing to, watch these videos and change things. Like you do this thing where you change a little bit and you change a little bit and you change a little bit. It lets you know change is possible. So thank you for being part of it. And by the way, now the church bells are getting into the act. So if you can't hear that, there's just all kinds of amazingly joyful stuff going on. Tool for today, ready, here we go, is if I were creating my life from the joy of it today, what would I choose right away? If I were creating my life from the joy of it today, what would I choose right away? I'll say it a third time, just because 3 times sometimes helps. If I were creating my life from the joy of it today, what would I choose right away? If you were creating your life from the joy of it today, what would you choose right away? And when I say you, I mean you. What would you choose right away? I talk to people all over the world, and what I want them to know is life can be joyful. It really can. And I know you've got reasons it can't. I get that. But if you demand right now, my life is going to be a joyful place. I don't care what it takes. I don't care what has to change. I don't care where I have to go. I don't care what has to go away or what has to enter my life. My life is going to be a joyful place, and I'm going to start living it from there. You will change things by making that demand. And one of the ways to institute that is, if I were creating my life from the joy of it today, what would I choose right away? That's your tool for today, my beautiful friends. Sorry for the backstory, but I'm having so much fun. Why not? Hope everything is beautiful, amazing, wonderful, and phenomenal in your world. And if you haven't gotten the video invitation for the Joy of Being telecall, consider this your tiny little video invitation. But regardless, please use this question and just get the sense of what it would be like if you could start having the joy that you've been looking for. Or if you could start living from the joy that a 6-year-old has. Or if you could start living from the joy that you had when you were that young. Or at any other point in your life where you had it. Okay? Thank you very much for being with me. Thanks for being with me on this installment of the Tour of Consciousness. Thanks for being with me on all the installments of the Tour of Consciousness. And what if you, truly being you, are the gift and the change this world requires? I look forward to next time, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye.